Go ahead, yeah.
It says that they will rule over other peoples. This was a blessing given to Joseph, or unto Israel in general.
Yes.
It says that
Joseph's blessing was a rather long one, wasn't it, in Genesis?
yes, they will
Possess the gates of their enemies.
yes, that's another gates of the enemies. Also, as explained by the rabbis, means major strategic points
Like Gibraltar, the Suez,
Singapore,
Hong Kong.
well, every strategic point, international welfare or strategic point, at some stage or other was controlled by Britain, or not Britain, by the US. And now that's what the US has done. As the US continues to do it.
Yeah.
The US foreign military policy, as if whether no matter who's in power, no matter what the
Democrat or Republican, doesn't matter.
Yeah, they want it. The American way of conducting themselves is to establish bases all over the world, especially bases close to wherever they have a potential enemy. They put a base beside him. They want to control his gates.
Yes, the gates of their enemies.
And gates of the enemies. Cuba, they have bases. In Libya was an enemy, they have bases.
Yeah.
In Japan, they have bases. Now they have bases in Central Asia. And
150,000 along the Euphrates River right now.
Yeah.
U.S. soldiers.
Afghanistan.
Because the gates of Gog are just to the north, right? And there's Putin, who doesn't look like he's all that too friendly. Gog is there to the north with a whole lot of yellow cake having gone missing. They've got to control the enemy that couldn't provide nuclear weapons into the hands of the Syrians, the Iranians, the Persians, as they used to be called.
No, they're in Kazakhstan, within Russia itself, they have bases.
Yeah, in fact, the oil companies are up there in Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, Soviet Georgia. They're along the Caspian Sea region. They're in there big time, with compounds, with security forces. So yes, they are controlling the gates.
So, and they are the only major power who act in this way. The British and the Americans act in this way, and other powers don't. You have a lot of empires in history.
Yeah, well, the French tried to for a while. Remember, they went to the Eastern Med and they went into Acre, and then they were defeated in the Battle of the Nile.
Yeah. The French tried it, and the Dutch also tried it.
Did the Dutch?
The Dutch, they had Indonesia, they had Ceylon, they had different bases, but they had to control New York for a while. New Amsterdam
was a merchant, which was a merchant center when the Dutch were merchant power, the merchant superpower in the 1600s. They had New Amsterdam, which is New York. Then, when the English-speaking people took over, it became New York.
Exactly. So these are also Israelite nations. There's also an aspect of proof.
Yes.
Of mode of behavior.
Yeah, and the Germanic the Germans came along North Africa with the Africa Corps with Rommel, heading toward the Suez Canal, also heading up towards Israel for some purposes that were pretty blatantly evil. So here we have other tribes that did try it, but no tribes that really succeeded. Like the English-speaking people, Ephraim, Manasseh, as we see.
It says that there will be the battle axe of the Almighty in Zechariah. You are my battle axe. Israel is referred to as the battle axe of the Almighty. The prophet Zechariah, and the British were called the policemen of the globe. Nowadays, the Americans fulfill that role. The Americans, with the help now and again of Canadians and Australians and related peoples, whenever you have a problem in the world, okay, someone is someone's misbehaving, or there's international disaster. So very often no one will do anything. But when they do something, so you can put money on, you can be pretty sure that those who are going to do something, they're going to be Americans, they're going to be British, or they're going to be Australians, or they're going to, all those people are going to be prominent in playing you have 90% certain that they're going to be in it, and if they're not in it, they're going to be behind the scenes, sending other people as their proxies to do it.
Yeah. And yet you go to America today and you ask a lot of Americans, should we be in advancing ourselves in the Middle East in the way we do? They said, no, bring all the troops home and let's watch Leave It to Beaver and I Love Lucy, and they have no idea that the world is such a dangerous place, and that there has to be a policing of the world so that goods can cross borders, so those people can enjoy the luxurious life that they enjoy. the gates have to be patrolled in order for goods to cross borders and for there to be peaceful trade and for there to be prosperity. But they don't understand that.
It says that there will be a light for the Gentiles.
Okay, I wish I had my Bible here because that's one of my favorite verses about in Isaiah
42.
42. Yeah. God says, look, it's a small thing for me to bring back the tribes of Israel, but I will go one better than that. I will be a light to the Goyim and bring my salvation to the ends of the earth. And of course, from our perspective, we see that as the gospel message, and it does do something inside the heart of a man to bring him into a state where he's going to be refreshed in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So there's that wonderful inspiration that comes out of Isaiah. This is not going to be just a Jewish thing or a Hebrew thing or a lost 10 tribes or an Israel thing. It's going to extend to the ends of the earth.